Hey, it's Jeff. I'm going to give you a quick guided tour of my 2019 Cascadia. I was going to do it last night, but I was a little busy. I was passing a kidney stone. It's got new headlights compared to the old one. It's a little sleeker and fine, little intake up there. Now these I don't care for, but what are you going to do? These are like wind guards that basically make it so that you save more fuel, but this one seems alright. But this one over here has already hit the bottom of the trailer at least once because it's got like a little piece of plastic that has just worn off. They said that's normal, don't worry about it, so I'm not worrying about it. These look like real fancy, but they're just plastic. That is my battery box where my excess batteries go in. Looks like it says it's a tri-pack, I guess, so that's to run my fridge and other stuff when the truck's shut down. You can take a quick look under the hood here. Flip the latch. Do that on the other side as well. It's got a nice big black fancy grill. Let me lift this up. It's going to take a second. Hold on here. There we go. As you can see, there's the coolant. Fuel Pro. That is the power steering fluid. Oil's down in there. It's probably the cleanest engine I ever owned because it's like only 2 days out. But she's got a lot packing under the hood. Shut her back up here, and then I'll take you inside. Latch this back up here. Latch number 1. Looks like it might rain. Nice. Alright. Welcome to my home. Notice we have fire safety here. Anyhow, into the truck we go. Oof. Now it's only a couple days out and I already got a little bit of a mess, but there's limited space in here. Alright, I'm going to turn the key over so you can kind of see what's going on the dashboard here, because otherwise it's pretty non-eventful. As you can see, when you turn the key over, that comes on, and then you get the Jaws theme. Possibly. There it is. Those little buzzers that you hear are buzzers that go off that if you go over like the line on the side of the road or the dotted line on that side, it tells you if it buzzes on that side, you're hitting that line. If it buzzes on that side, you're hitting that line. So got a little heads up display down here. It's controlled by this controller over here. As you can see, I'll put it a little closer so you can see. It usually starts off on the speed. That's where I keep it most of the time. If I'm following somebody and want to know their speed, the driving assistant in that same area will help me, and it'll tell me how far away I am from the person in front of me, how fast they're going. It'll slow me down if I'm coming up too close to them. It works pretty well. It can sometimes jerk you around if it catches a shadow wrong, but I haven't had any problems with this one yet. I'm only 2 days out, though. The old OnGuard system, boy, she saw a shadow on the road and she would jerk. Herky jerk. But anyhow, over here we got trip mileage, stuff like that. If you go down, you can also see you got your how many miles. Yes, I've only put 2,193 miles on this because it's brand spanking new. I get 6.4 miles to the gallon. I don't know why it's saying 36 miles per hour. I ain't moving. I don't know what that last one means either, but who knows. Anyhow, you can reset it and stuff. Uh-oh, Jill.
Next available time and location has been updated.
Thank you, Jill.
Shipment level information has changed.
Thank you again, Jill. So, if we go over here, gives information on your gauges here. Oil, as you can see. The second one is interesting. It is a temperature, I believe, of your axle. Just sitting here, it's already raised a little bit. I don't know why. And then the rear one, that's the front axle for the middle one, and the rear axle's on the second one. But it's probably raising up and down because the engine just shut off. So it's probably picking up heat from the engine, would be my guess on that here. If you go down one more, then you get the soot level, saying how much soot that you have that you need to do a regen. What a regen is that it puts the diesel exhaust fluid through the system to clean out the soot and stuff in the system, so that you're not polluting, and that, you know, all the nature lovers can, you know, love my truck a little bit more than the ones that isn't so, you know, nature loving trucks. But anyhow, there's no active alerts, so basically that tells you if you got a problem on that here. Tells you if you need a software update, etc. Says I've done engine maintenance 61.54 hours ago. I don't know, I guess that's what it means. Some of this stuff is still new to me. I can go to my radio on here, which is kind of neat. If I turn on my radio, it'll tell you if you're on the radio, and you can go through and actually control it from your truck somewhat. You got to click on it, and then you can go through the dials. It'll go to the next station when you do that. Or maybe they're pre-selected, I don't know. I think they're pre-selected. And since I'm nowhere near where this thing started, it's not doing it. But it can also go through and, oh, look at that. Somebody preset it to the weather radio, which is nice. I like that. That's cool. Then it goes to the USB. You can go into the USB and
we'll be traveling to Singapore a day
as you can
before
hear,
the June 12th sit down.
I like to listen to Coast to Coast AM.
Hey, it's a great
with
idea
George
to
Norrie.
get along, and why not do that to soften things?
That's on my USB drive. But that's what that is. You can back out of that menu. The last menu here is just like dash brightness, lighting, etc. You can set the time on there, which I don't think the time is right. You can also put an alarm on that here for the alarm clock. I'll have to reset the clock now that I know where to do it at. Although it is right, it's 5:36, so it's on the money. I don't even have to do that. As you can see, the big N means I'm in neutral. If I would shift gears, that's where it would show that. Miles per hour is that little MPH at the bottom there to the left is actually right here is showing you what your cruise control is set out. So that's kind of neat. And it shows I have the parking brake on, which is good because I'm parked. Gauges over here. Of course, the first one is the RPMs when you're shifting gears. Don't watch that as much as I used to just because I don't have a stick, but I still keep an eye on it because if you press that pedal too hard, she can rev up too hard, and that's not good for the truck. Oil pressure, fuel, and the blue one is my diesel exhaust fluid, which I could use some. About half a tank for regular and about a quarter of a tank for def. A little more than a quarter of a tank. There's your miles per hour. There's your air, water, which is cool. You know Jill. You've seen her before. If you haven't, that's Jill. That's my navigation system. Or as the people that work here like to call her, she's the bitch in the box. Which, that's what she is. She's just a box. She comes unattached. She can come right off of there. And
Messaging.
thank you, Jill, for putting that input in. But yeah, that's just my navigation system. I think I showed you that in a previous one. Radio, pretty self-explanatory. These are new. This tells me how much heat are on my axles. And I kind of showed that in this display over here, but I also have a couple gauges over here for that. As you can see, that's where my air is and stuff. I'm going to turn the truck back off now for a little bit. Hazard lights. Those are all my sleeper dome lights. Ambient light. Ambient light is kind of cool. Check this out. That's the dome light on right now, right? I'm going to turn the dome light off, which, if I can remember where the switch is, there it is. So I turn off the dome light, and then I'm going to put on this ambient light, which is really kind of cool. It doesn't shine very bright, but it shines bright enough that it lights up the whole area, but there's not this glaring glow from those 4 lights that are right there, which are kind of nice. I like the ambient light at night when I'm sitting in my bunk. So we're going to turn that off for a second here. There we go. Footwell. These are some of the other stuff. This isn't something new. If I'm driving and I'm going down the road, that little thing that went bup, bup, the Jaws theme at the beginning, if I want to turn that off temporarily because I'm going through a construction zone or something, I can kick that, and it turns it off for about 10 minutes. The overdrive, we all know what that is. HSA, there's the utility light, which is a light that shines in the back. Then I got the inner axle, which is lock and unlock. That's if I get stuck, that turns all the drives at once instead. This button I'm almost leery to hit because I think that might release the kingpin, but I got to read the instruction manual before I figure that out. I'm hoping that it just locks it so that you can't pull the thing on the outside, but I just hate having a button here that actually releases the kingpin. That's just dangerous. Fifth wheel slide, which basically can shift the weight on your truck. Trailer hold, which holds the trailer if you're needing to do a slide on the fifth wheel. So that's basically the controls right there. As you can see, I got a couple of those outlets out here. The computer box is underneath there. I no longer have thing, but I do have some storage units up here. There's one over the top. There's a place where I keep all my paperwork, and this is the book that I got to read sometime to go over everything. Got a little bit of storage up here, as you can kind of see over the lip where I put some stuff. And then I got another overhead compartment over there. I got one up here. This is where I keep my juice and drinks and stuff. This one, if I open it, it's going to probably fly out, but we'll see. Oh, I got lucky. That's all my food stuff. Got some plates there. That's the future home of maybe a toaster or a microwave. Since I don't have much storage and I'm short, I can put a lot of my junk at the foot of the bed. There's my CPAP. Usually what I do at night, though, since I sleep with my head at this end of the bed, I'm going to put the ambient light on quick. Hold on here. I got this neat little thing. It's like a little flashlight connected to a snake thing. And if I need to see stuff, I can just point that at stuff and away we go. So let's turn on the ambient light so we can kind of see things in here a little better. Oh yeah, that helps a little bit. Okay, so like I said, there's my sleep area. We'll turn on this light too. There, that helps. So that's my sleeping area, as you can see. And since I have my sleeping area right there and my CPAP is over here, what I usually do at night is I take this, which is my eating area, which I can pull out, and I put my CPAP on there at night so that it's right next to my bed, so it's not like, you know, pulling it off of there over here. As you can see, these are storage units. Here I got a few of this, just a few pieces of junk down there. That's also where I store the thing that I charge my battery with, that I hook my CPAP up to at night. I store it in there. And so over here we got some more clothes and stuff like that. Sweatpants. Cleaning supplies. Of course, that's the one that falls out everywhere. Cleaning supplies are up here. I'll get those later. Up here, I even have to use the top bunk for storage because I don't have the storage place I use here. Here's some extra water bottles and stuff. Over here, I got another compartment that basically I'm storing junk in. And then here, got a drawer, which is some medical stuff I usually put in there. This is my fridge. As you can see, I've been shopping. And of course, there's not much room in the fridge either, so when I open the door to this, it also falls out. Probably doesn't hurt that I've just stopped driving and everything just kind of jumbles around in there. As you can see, those yogurts were upright before. Now they're not. I got a chance to stop by the supermarket today and pick up some groceries, so I don't have to eat Hardee's tonight, which is probably not good for me. But that's the truck in basic. Oh, I forgot to show you a couple things here. We'll show you this real quick, and then we'll be done. Let me put my light back up here on this. It hooks up to a little thing on top there, as you can see, which is kind of cool. This is my power converter. I know I'm supposed to run it during the day when I drive and turn it off when I'm done driving. So we're going to turn it off right now, but that charges my excess batteries that I showed you on the battery packs out. Or I guess I didn't show you, but that's... I might have showed you, I don't remember. I think I did. The battery pack's outside, basically. That's what charges it. So I'm shutting it off now since I'm done driving. Here's my air conditioner, which is nice. See, this is the controls when you're driving. These are the controls when you're not driving. So we're going to power this baby up because it's getting warm in here. As you can see, I have it on cool. We have it kind of chilly, but I like it chilly to start off with. And then I got to turn the fan up, so we'll do that quick. And as you can see, it lights up like that. Oh, we don't want the fan that high. Let's put it back one. That's good. So basically, as you can see, I just turned on the air conditioner. Now, it takes a second for this bad boy to start up because she's a... Okay, now you just heard the air come on, but wait for it. That's just the blower. When the actual unit kicks in, the outside unit, it's louder than the truck, man. I gotta wait and see if it kicks in here. That was a car driving, or it was a truck driving away. There it goes. But yeah, there it's starting up now, and it'll probably get louder as it goes. But all in all, that's my truck. Nice little place to stay. The one thing I had to get is I had to buy one of these, which is something to grab the fifth wheel, because with those little flaps that you saw on the side earlier, it's harder than heck to release the fifth wheel from the trailer. But that's my truck. So thank you for this 15.5-minute tour.